House of Dragon, Alex Media, Miles McCreary, and Andrew Schulz saw it.
Yeah.
Thoughts on episode, what are we at now? Two. A lot's happening.
Yeah.
But go.
You want to start, Miles?
No, you got to.
So Alex hasn't seen
it's
it?
mid.
Yeah. Alex hasn't seen
It's kind of mid, bro.
Really?
Tell me why. Tell me all the feelings.
So
I'm
but
not.
it's early, so I'll give it a little grace. But it's like a setup. Like they're trying to set up to the big shit that's happening, but it just is not enough happening. It's kind of surface level. It's not too like. Not as calculated as I would want it to be. Like I feel like Littlefinger and these motherfuckers were so like diabolical. The father's kind of dope.
All of a sudden, he
he's dope.
took over.
Yeah, he's that
so good
guy.
at acting.
Oh my God.
Everybody else
Is that the
just
guy that's the bad guy in a bunch of movies? He's in Pulp Fiction. He's in Incredible Hulk movie.
Otto Hightower.
Yeah.
Otto Hightower.
Yeah, that guy never plays a good guy.
He's so good at acting.
Yeah.
That one scene with Christian Cole and
Amazing.
the king. He's like he acts circles around them. He like laughs. David said it's like it was almost like a sitcom. Like it was almost funny in a way. He's so good.
It's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Here's my issue. They're killing people we don't care about.
My bad.
Killing someone we don't care about, excuse me, is the same as not killing anybody.
Yeah. That's a good ass point.
Thing that Game of Thrones did is it killed motherfuckers you care about.
Killed
when
the guy
Ned
you
started-
thought was the main character at the end of season 1.
It's crazy.
Now, to be fair, they're killing earlier.
And they're killing kids. I think the fact that they were killing kids, I think they thought that would be
it's gonna be
big
it's like,
weight. Yeah.
it's messed up. But how do you know that little motherfucker?
Yeah.
And it
That's
looked
the
just like the other one.
Yeah.
So
That's what I said. The episode 1 had a bad problem with is we don't care about the characters. They should have taken time to really make us care. Do an hour and a half long episode 1. Make us care about these characters.
make us care about the kid. The kid is like, they actually do the opposite. They make the kid like a little brat at the round table. Make him the sweetest, kindest,
They don't make you care. That's the issue. with the kid.
gentle soul who, and the mother is afraid of him becoming king because he doesn't have it in him. And he goes, Mom, I just want to help people and just give him a personality, then chop his little fucking head off and then have people go, what the hell?
That's a writing mistake. People think that conflict adds drama to the story, but it doesn't. A conflict only adds drama that affects the protagonist in achieving their goal. Bro, I read a book that you're gonna fucking
Which
love.
one?
It's called Wired for Story.
Okay.
It's like it's a neuroscience perspective on storytelling. But it's like people think, oh, if you make conflict, add drama. Oh, there's a war happening.
Yeah.
Does the war affect the protagonist in getting their goal? Because if it doesn't, then it's just useless.
Yeah.
And that's what it seems like this is.
Yes.
This book.
It's fire.
Game of Thrones, episode 1, they shove a fucking kid out of a window because he sees incest happening.
That we like.
Yeah.
The kid is young,
incest we
adorable,
like.
exciting. He's kind of a also that. But he's kind of like a badass. He's like brave. And all of a sudden, he's fucking, he might be dead. You
But
don't know.
it doesn't, he doesn't die. It propels the story forward.
Yes.
Yeah. It like gives him purpose for everything else going forward.
Yes.
Yeah.
But still, it's like they were affecting the characters that we cared about. And right now, I'm sure as the story's written, they can't really affect the characters that we care about just yet. So they're like, okay, we got to kill somebody because that's what people like. Well, build them up a little bit.
Make you
first.
care about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, the brother thing sadly wasn't as built up as it
They didn't even
should
care
be.
about the brother thing.
That's
It's
the
like
problem.
everybody who died, they didn't give us enough buildup.
Yeah.
And they're taking all this time to like, we're watching Matt Smith just stare at somebody. And it's like, yes, he's a great, is that his name Matt Smith?
Yeah.
Yes, he's a great actor and everything, but it's just like, if you're not killing him, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, the brother thing, like that's supposed to be such
Sorry, can I say one more
Yeah,
thing, Miles?
go for it.
I don't buy that girl is horny.
no,
Allison.
You said
no,
that last
no.
episode.
You
So
said
hung
that,
up on this.
and now I
She's
can't
not
unsee
horny.
it.
They
I'm
try to
like,
make her
yeah.
horny again, and it's like
She's sad.
she like slaps the guy, and then he
Yeah.
like puts her up against the wall, and they're gonna supposed to do dirty sex. It's like, girl, you don't. That's not what you do. That's not what you do. You don't ride dick.
Yeah.
Don't ride dick.
She's not believable.
Yeah, so
She's not a believable dick rider.
she's not a believable dick rider.
Not
and
gonna
she's
hawk to it.
No, she's not gonna hawk
not
to
gonna
it,
hawk
and she's
to
not gonna get fucking choked, and she's not gonna. I don't buy
Like
it.
last
Yeah.
season was good that she had to awkwardly be there while dude was jerking off to her feet.
Yes.
Like that made more sense for
I
her
believe
personality.
every moment of it. This innocent little girl, all of a sudden
also-
being sexualized. She'd never been sexualized before,
Yeah.
or
She
maybe
used to
she
fuck
had
the
kid
old
at that point.
king too. This is the first time where she can fuck something she likes.
Yeah, she's like fucking for joy, and
But
it's like
then even that guy, now he's bad.
which one? Which one?
Christian Holt. He's like whatever the fuck you just
Yeah,
said.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
the-
yeah, yeah.
But he was like somewhat of
He was noble, and then he broke his
Noble,
code,
yeah.
and yeah.
now it's like I don't believe it with him either.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You don't believe that he's...
Like how he ordered to get the get back.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not you, bro. That's not you.
All right, so here's the thing. I'm going to watch it because it's competing with absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
True.
There's no show.
There's nothing. I tried to watch that Jake Gyllenhaal one on Apple. Do you hear about that one?
No.
He's this show. I don't know. I couldn't get into it.
Is it still the effects of the writer's strike?
So I was talking to some of the agents. This is a very interesting thing.
Love that.
Yeah.
Hollywood is about to downsize to 1/3 of the size that it was.
Wow.
Oof.
So there's a spending spree to establish these streaming channels.
Yeah.
Everybody's spending insane amounts of money, which
Yeah.
means there's tons of writers getting paid.
Yeah.
There's tons of actors working. There's tons of behind the camera, directors, DPs, everything. Now that the streaming companies have kind of been established and they need to start making some money, they can't just be buying market share because you can't just spend forever.
Yeah.
It's going to downsize to what they think can be profitable, which they're predicting is like 1/3.
Whoa.
So a lot of motherfuckers are about to be out of business. A lot of motherfuckers are going to be looking for work. Big changes are coming.
Wow.
Now, I would say that there's an advantage to this. If you're somebody who is creating and writing things, now all of a sudden you're going to have access to certain actors that you would never have access to.
Oh, interesting.
They might have a week or two for your film.
Yeah.
They might have, that director might have a month or two for your TV series that you want to shoot a pilot of.
Yep.
So I think in a way for creatives, like the actual creators of the things,
Yeah.
this could be really awesome. You could work with people that you would only dream of working.
And a lot of the stuff that these guys were buying, it's like, we would, I don't even want to name streamers, but you'd be like, what the fuck is this? So some of that needed to get cut.
I mean, dude, I was looking at some of these. You talk to these like production companies, and like some of them are just so funny. They're like a Morton Steakhouse. That's how I would describe it.
Okay.
Where like, I'm sure at some point in time in history, the Morton loved steak. And he was a fucking beautiful chef, and he knew how to cook steak, and he liked the best cuts of meat. And then eventually they corporatized, or whatever that term is. And now you have to find a way to replicate steak in all the different parts of the country. And they look at a restaurant as, how do I hack this problem? Not as, how do I create this piece of art?
Yeah.
And there are these production companies that have these deals with streamers, like guaranteed deals. And just talking to them on the phone, you're just like, oh, you're just trying to fit this into a box or a formula because you don't necessarily have creativity. Not every person is like, you know, creative. That doesn't mean that they shouldn't work in the biz or whatever, but that's not where like some people are only creative. They have no biz, and then they can't get shit done. You need a little bit of everything. But just having the conversations, you're like, oh wow, you're just it's not like you're trying to copy something that has already been established. It's that if you don't have the creativity, you can't create.
Yeah, just
So you
scale.
just copy.
You can only replicate what else is there. And that's how they're approaching projects. Even like when you're talking to them about something, they're trying to fit it into these boxes because that's the only way they can wrap their heads around making it.
Like, what are the comps, right? They always ask, like,
Exactly.
what are the comparables?
What are the comparables? Yeah. And that's not their fault. It's just that's the only way they know how to get it done. They're like, oh, what is a comp? Oh, this movie. Okay, that movie was 10 million. And I'm looking at these conversations and I go, I really want to work with you guys, but not as part of the creative endeavor at all. And some of them see themselves as creative executives. But I'm just like, what you guys do is awesome. You need the money guy to make sure you don't overspend, to get these actors for this time, to figure out the budget, the line items, and all this other shit. You just need to stay away from the creative because when those people are making the creative decisions, it has to be just like all the other shit that's out there.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way they can think about the project.
Yeah.
You know, it almost like explained Hollywood a little bit to me in like in a less like negative way. You know how like Hollywood, they say it's a race to be second.
Yeah.
It's not they're trying to be. That's the only way that they really understand how to make
Not that they're
risks.
scared to take risks. They just don't understand.
Yeah. A lot of the people in those positions just don't understand how to do it.
You have creators and recreators.
Yeah.